What's going on, muscle monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to gain weight for skinny guys, but not just any weight. We're going to show you how to gain muscle mass. All right, now first things first, before we can put on muscle mass, we need to be eating enough, right? But the problem is that we don't know how much we need to be eating. Okay, then the next problem after that becomes, can we actually eat that much food? Because the truth of the matter is that we are naturally skinny because we have high energy needs, right? So we need to consume more calories than the average person in most cases, but we just don't have the appetite to eat that much. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is find your starting point. Okay, and the best and simplest calculation for this is just to take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 20. That's going to be your starting point. Before we jump into trying to eat that much, because in most cases you're just not going to be able to, or you're going to feel like you're force feeding yourself, we need to build your appetite. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your schedule, right? And I want you to pick out 3 to 5 times in the day where you can sit down to have a meal. So say for example, you can get up in the morning and have breakfast at 8 a.m. You're going to have some time during lunch around 12 to sit down and eat. You know that after work you have time to eat again, so you'll have another meal, maybe say 6 o'clock, and then you know that before bed around 9 you can sit down for another meal, right? That will be your schedule, and the goal is simple. It's simply to make sure that you are eating at those times consistently for the next week. And the reason we want to do this is very simple. Say for example, you're someone who never eats breakfast, so you wake up and you're never hungry, but you started eating something or forcing yourself to eat something when you got up in the morning. What's going to happen after 5 days? You're going to wake up and you're going to be hungry. Okay, you are essentially training your metabolism. You're training your appetite. You are really just not even focusing on hitting your calorie goals for this next week. All you're focusing on is making sure that you are sticking to the schedule so that when you are ready to hit those calorie goals, you are used to eating at specific times of the day. A lot of the times we're naturally skinny guys. We're getting up, we're being reactive to the day, and then 4 o'clock rolls around and we haven't had anything to eat all day, so we finally eat something. It's a big meal, so we think, hey, we eat a lot, so we just can't gain weight, and it's just not the case. You need to be eating in a surplus, and 1 or 2 meals a day is usually not going to cut it. So I want you to build your appetite so that you can actually hit your calorie goals for the day, or at least it'll be a little bit easier because now you're hungry at different times of the day. You're sticking to a schedule, and that makes it a lot easier to eat big. The next thing you want to do is choose your program. All right, obviously you want to gain muscle, right? You don't just want to build fat. That's not going to be useful to you at all. I recommend any full body workout program where you're training 3 to 4 times a week. And the reason is simple. We need high frequency, right? So we need to get better at the lifts, at the main lifts that is. And because we don't need as much volume in the beginning, it doesn't make sense to have an entire leg day where you're just crushing your legs, right? In the beginning, we can do, 3 leg sessions a week. And what I mean by leg sessions is not actually leg days, but maybe you're squatting on Monday for a few sets, squatting again on Wednesday, and then again on Friday, and then maybe you're doing 12 to 15 total sets over the course of a week. This is going to ensure that we are elevating protein synthesis, so we're always in a growing state, and it's going to ensure that we're able to recover, right? We know that because of the repeated bout effect, when we train a muscle more frequently, obviously to a degree, we become more efficient at recovery. And then again, because we don't need so much volume, it's easier for us to recover from the full body workouts. If you're looking for a program, then I still have copies of my book, Bulk Up Fast. It's got a 3-day version and a 4-day version that you can run. It's a 90-day blueprint. The book has already been paid for. All you have to do is cover the shipping. I'll put the link in the description, so just go there, tell me where to send it. cover the small shipping fee and it's yours. Another program you can follow is maybe something like Starting Strength. All right, just look up full body workouts on Google. I'm sure you'll find something that is at least decent. So now that you have your program, it's time to track and adjust, and we're talking about everything. All right, we need to track our workouts, right? Because if we're not getting stronger in the gym, we're not going to get bigger. If you're bench pressing 135 for 4 sets of 10 week after week after week, you're not going to be stimulating the muscle enough for it to grow. So we need to make sure that every time we go in the gym, we know what we did last week so that we have a goal of what we want to do this week, whether that be to hit the same amount of weight for more reps, or to do more weight for the same amount of reps. We want to be progressively doing more work. We also want to track our intake. Right now that we've built our appetite and we know how much we need to be eating, we need to track our calories to make sure that we're actually eating that much every day. But the big thing is tracking so now you're training, now you're tracking your calories, but you need to track your weight every morning. And at the end of the week, I want you to get an average of all of your weigh-ins. Every week, right, you're going to be able to match or compare that average to the previous week. As long as that average is going up, then we are eating enough and we're going to continue to build muscle. But if you stall and that average stays the same, then you know, okay, I need to increase my calories by about 250. If you can continue to get that data, then you'll have no problem continuously gaining weight and building muscle. You're always going to be one small adjustment away from getting back into a surplus and continuing to build muscle. And then last but not least, you got to do this for a 90-day minimum. And that doesn't mean that after 90 days you're done. It just means that you need to be consistent for 90 days, right? Because in 12 weeks, you are going to see the results, but only if you are consistent. If over the span of 12 weeks, right, you're missing days in the gym, some days you're not eating enough, maybe you're not tracking all of your training. Well, what's going to happen is that you're not going to maximize the results that you would have gotten in that 12-week span. And a lot of the times when we don't see the results we want to, we are no longer motivated, and that's kind of how people fall off the wagon. So make sure that you are consistent, because if you're not consistent, you're not going to reach your goals. All right? So just to recap, you're going to find your starting point, body weight times 20 in calories, okay? Then you are going to build your appetite, get a schedule, and make sure that you are on a schedule when you're eating. And so that's going to allow you to put your body in a place where now you are hungry at certain times of the day and you're not just kind of eating whenever you have the time. All right, you're going to make sure that you are on a program, preferably a 3 or 4 day full body workout routine that focuses on the big, heavy compound lifts. You're going to track and adjust, track everything. Track your workouts, track your calories, and track your weight. And then you are going to stay consistent. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, click the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you haven't already, pick up a copy of my book. It's completely free. All you have to do is cover the shipping. I'll mail it anywhere in the world. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.